Imagine someone asks you this question. How can a person go from being a captured, humiliated teenager to the founder of a powerful empire? How can someone rise when everyone believes his future is destroyed? Today's story is about a man who didn't win with physical strength, but with patience, anger, intelligence, and an unbreakable will. A man his enemies thought was finished, but he waited for years. This is the story of Agha Mohammad Khan Qajar, a man you may fear or admire for his strong mind. Agha Mohammad Khan was born in 1742 in the Qajar tribe, near Asterabad in northern Iran. At that time, Iran was no longer a strong and united country like it had been during the Safavid period. The central government had collapsed. Different regions were controlled by local leaders, tribes, and warlords. The country was full of conflict and uncertainty. His father, Muhammad Hassan Khan Qajar, was one of those powerful tribal leaders. He was a fighter and had big dreams of gaining control over northern Iran and even becoming king one day. So Agha Mohammad Khan grew up hearing the sounds of horses, swords, and constant news of battles. But his life changed very early. When he was still young, he was captured during a conflict, and something happened to him that could have destroyed any person's future. He was castrated. In that time and culture, power was connected to strength, family, and leadership. This meant he was seen as weak and unfit for power. Many would think his life was over. But his enemies made one big mistake. They damaged his body, but not his mind. Years later, when Karim Khan Zand became the ruler of Iran, the Qajar family was defeated. Agha Mohammad Khan was taken to the city of Shiraz and kept there as a political hostage. He lived in Shiraz for many years. He was not locked in a dark prison, but he was not free either. He could move around the city, but he was always watched. He knew that any wrong move could cost him his life. Most people would lose hope in this situation. But Agha Mohammad Khan did something very important. He watched and learned. He studied the people in the court. He saw how power worked. He noticed who trusted whom, who betrayed whom, and where the government was weak. He showed himself as quiet, obedient, and harmless. But inside him, there was something growing. Patience and a deep desire to take back power. In 1779, Karim Khan Zand died. Just as Agha Mohammad Khan had expected, the Zand rulers began fighting among themselves. The court became unstable. Order disappeared. He knew this was the moment he had been waiting for. He escaped from Shiraz and quickly traveled north to Asterabad, the land of the Qajar tribe. There, his family name still had respect. But returning home was only the first step. Some tribal leaders did not take him seriously. They believed he was not strong enough to lead. They were wrong. Using a mix of diplomacy, promises, threats, and when necessary, force, he slowly removed his rivals. He built a loyal army and began strengthening his control over northern Iran. Agha Mohammad Khan was never careless or rushed. Unlike many leaders, he moved step by step. First, he secured Mazandaran and Gorgan. Then he moved toward nearby regions like Semnan and parts of central Iran. Before attacking, he always gathered information. He wanted to know the enemy's strength, their supplies, their problems, and even their morale. If he could win without a battle, he negotiated. If not, he attacked quickly and decisively. Slowly, his name spread across northern Iran, a quiet but dangerous man who was very difficult to defeat. At that time, his biggest rival was the Zand dynasty in southern Iran, led by Latif Ali Khan Zand. Latif Ali Khan was brave, young, and popular. Many people believed he could defeat the Qajars. Several battles took place between them. In some of these fights, Latif Ali Khan even pushed the Qajar forces back. But there was one important difference between the two leaders. Latif Ali Khan was brave. Agha Mohammad Khan was patient and strategic. Instead of rushing, he cut supply lines. He convinced cities to change sides. Slowly, he surrounded his enemy and reduced his strength. The final resistance of the Zand forces happened in the city of Kerman. Latif Ali Khan escaped there, and the people supported him. The city was under siege for months. Food became scarce. Disease spread. People were exhausted and hopeless. In the end, the city fell. What happened after the fall was one of the darkest events of that time. Agha Mohammad Khan ordered severe punishments against defenders and parts of the population. Many were killed, and the city suffered greatly. Because of this event, his name became strongly connected with fear and cruelty. Latif Ali Khan was later captured and executed. With his death, the Zand dynasty came to an end. In 1796, Agha Mohammad Khan officially crowned himself king and founded the Qajar dynasty. He chose Tehran as his capital. At that time, Tehran was a small town, but its location was very important. It was close to Qajar lands, far from old power centers, and easier to control politically. This decision later became one of the most important choices in Iran's modern history. But he was not satisfied yet. Regions in the Caucasus, which had once been part of Iran, had broken away during the years of chaos. The ruler of Georgia had moved closer to Russia. Agha Mohammad Khan saw this as a serious threat. In 1795, he led a large army toward the Caucasus. The journey was difficult. Mountains, long distances, and limited supplies made the campaign hard. But he continued. Eventually, his army reached Tbilisi. A heavy battle took place. After resistance, the city fell and returned under Iranian control. This campaign showed that he was not only a domestic ruler. He wanted to rebuild Iran's regional power. 2 years later, while staying in the city of Shusha to secure control of the region, something unexpected happened. As usual, he was very strict. He had punished several servants for a mistake. That night, fearing severe punishment, they decided to act first. In the middle of the night, they entered his tent and killed him. The man who had survived wars, rebellions, and political plots was finally killed by his own servants. It was the year 1797. His life had come to an end. He ruled as king for only about 2 years. But in that short time, he created something that lasted for more than a century, the Qajar dynasty. He reunited a country that had been divided by war. He restored much of Iran's territory. And most importantly, he proved that power does not always come from physical strength. His story is the story of a man who began as a humiliated hostage, waited for years, and finally changed the fate of a nation. But one question still remains. If he had not been so harsh, could he have gained power? And if he had been less strict, could Iran have become united again? This question is still debated in history today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.